fuck is this?
Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Are we good? Bit of a random video, not typical as what you would expect on this channel, if you expect anything on this channel. But the PC adapter for the PSVR2 is coming out soon, less than a month. And Sony are basically forcing me to buy a PC. I don't want to. I'd love to just play all my games on PSVR2 on my PS5, but Sony have decided no. If you want all the cool games, you gotta go to PC. That's only half true because my laptop is dying. Even this stream, I asked in the chat there, is it stuttering? Because, I tried to make a thumbnail for this in Photoshop and I couldn't get Photoshop to cooperate with me. So I just downloaded the fucking PC adapter image that Sony put out and had to stick that in there because, the laptop is struggling right now. And I'm surprised it's not stuttering right now. But yeah, I need a new PC, and I was thinking of spending, like 800 or something like that. Should be enough for video editing and Photoshop and that kind of shit. But then Sony come along with this PC adapter, and it's like, fuck it, if I'm getting a PC, I might as well get into PC VR and get to enjoy all the cool shit that they have over there, including not having to wait for Phasmophobia. I still have to wait, but I don't have to wait until Halloween. And the console version of Phasmophobia doesn't, or it's not going to have the voice recognition, at least not at launch. Whereas the Steam version does, the PC version does. So, just many benefits to going to PC. Anyway, first things first, let me just thank Dan. Dan has been like, I'm going to tell you the budget for this is like 1800. So keep that in mind. 1800 is like, I don't think I can go above that. And half of that is like it's as high as that because of Dan. Single-handedly, Dan is like pumping 400 now. Dan, is that because he's just after donated before I started the stream another $99. So that's like 400 from Dan straight away. So thank you very much, Dan. The PC is going to be called Deadeye something. I don't know. Will it be Deadeye Triple D or Triple D's? I don't know. But yeah, Dan has basically sponsored this PC. Chopped is here. LSB is here. Dan himself, of course, is here. Shades of Grey Matter is here. Nice to see you, lads. Durban Brown, what's up? And Chopped, good to see you as well. Nice to see that you're alive. And Dan says you're welcome. Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you isn't enough, though, But don't know what else to do other than the feed pics, but you're already getting them. Shade says the PC should be named by... oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. You've got, like... I'm expecting a YouTube payment to come in on between the 20th and the 26th, is what they tell me. So it can come anytime that week. Once that payment comes in, basically I can pull the trigger and order this PC. Single-handedly carrying the PC fund indeed. In fairness, some of that money is well coming from an audiobook, so that's important as well. I'll get to it later on, but the audiobook thing is somewhat important. And I might have to dip into the savings also to make up that last, 100 or two. So I'm using this website. I know people, maybe if you're not even watching live, maybe you're watching this after it's archived and you're like, hey, don't buy a pre-built because that costs way more. Just buy it separately and build it yourself. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. All right? And don't suggest it or you'll be banned permanently for life. Okay? I'm going to buy it pre-built. I know that's more expensive. But for me, it's just the way it has to be. All right? I've been console for so long. I don't have to build my own thing. All right? Even though a lot of you will think I'm stupid for not doing that. Chris Bayer says i7. So straight away, Chris with the i7. That means Intel. Everyone else has been telling me AMD. So this is what I want to get into right now. Which fucking CPUs should I be going for? Which GPUs? Which fucking PC case even is the latest thing that's making my head scratch? Because one of them is like, oh, we'll give you this one for free. But is that a shit one that I don't want to get? I don't know. As you're playing PlayStation games, you don't have to worry about the fucking case. You know, you're a PlayStation gamer all your life. It comes in one box, and you're happy with that, regardless. 4070 Ti Super, 32 gigs of RAM, and you're good to go. Chris, we can try out these things. If it can stay under the 1800 on this website, which is GSC, they're based in Northern Ireland, which means, it's good for me because it'll be, it can be delivered pretty quickly. Whereas if I order outside of Ireland, I could be waiting weeks. Chap says he started kayaking and biking, trying to get in shape. Nice. £18. Well done. Congratulations. I want to be around for a little bit. GG, chopped. I need to fucking start losing £18 myself. Patrick Epps. How you doing, Patrick Epps? He says the 7800X3D. This is... Yeah, so straight away I don't know if I'm going for the Intel or the AMD. Because, Chris is saying... But, well, in fairness, Chris, you're the only one who says Intel so far. Because I've been talking about this on Discord for weeks as well. With the likes of Dan and Rogue. Dead says I have Intel as well, but I have had AMD. So there you go. Is it it doesn't really matter too much? Is AMD better for gaming and Intel better for Photoshop or video editing or something? I don't really know, right? I don't really care. I don't have a preference. I don't have loyalty to any of these brands. But maybe one of them is better for your buck or something, Shade says generally the case isn't too important as long as it looks like it's got enough space and airflow. But if I pick the case, seeing as it's GSC, they're the ones building it, surely they won't let me pick one that doesn't have enough space, if you know what I mean. Because then how do they build it, Or... would they just cram it into a case that maybe it shouldn't be crammed into and it should be bigger than it is? I don't know. Chris says that setup should be around 1700. But is that if you're building it yourself or if it's pre-built, Chris? Chopped is having fun. I'm glad to hear it, Chopped. We'd like you to stick around for a little bit longer too. All you need to do now is give up that marijuana and nothing will stop you. Importance says just move that computer around your house a few times. You'll lose £18 quick. I'm stress eating from building right now. I'm gaining £18 with this PC shit. Patrick says Intel runs compared to AMD. I don't know what that means. Oh, runs hot. Okay, I don't want hot. Rogue is here. So Rogue is a PC expert as well. Him and Dan and Donnie as well have been giving me most of my advice so far. Rogue says, yeah, it's all about budget and potential upgradability. With Intel, you're guaranteed to need a new motherboard with the CPU later on. A new motherboard. Okay, I'm guessing that's a bad thing. So I'd want to avoid Intel then. Top of the morning, Rogue. Thanks for joining. Durban Brown says, I thought we would have a PC build stream. No fucking way. Although I might stream, or at least make a video of me getting this, opening the box, We can pretend I built it, if that's what you like. Chris Bayer says, had AMD just had too many driver issues. AMD is cheaper, but not as reliable driver-wise. 1700 already built. See, this is the shit that goes over my head because I haven't done PC gaming ever. Driver-wise, why? What's the issue? You can't just download the drivers? Why is there an issue there? Surely millions of people have AMDs, PCs, so how is that not sorted out? Why is there issues? Keep in mind as well, if it helps, that most of the gaming that I would do on it would be for virtual reality, for the PSVR2 headset with the adapter. I'm not going to start streaming fucking Star Citizen or whatever it is people play on PC, Microsoft Excel, Minesweeper, all those classics. Dada says, it will tell you if the case is too small based on the components you pick. Okay. So then I should be okay with going for the one that's free then? No? Reg says, you're right. Space is really only a consideration with future upgrades. They won't give you something that won't fit what you order. There you go. Okay. But I think it was Dan who showed the picture of his graphic cards on PC, and like the upgrade one, like the old one compared to the new one, and the new one was like fucking 16 times bigger. It's the size of a PS4 by itself. So maybe I need to buy a fucking dog kennel case just in case that happens. Chop says, thanks, fellas. Still smoke tons of weed though, man. Imagine if you didn't. Fittest man in America, they'd call you. But still, congratulations. That's a huge achievement, Mr. Chop. Reg says, all the issues AMD had in the past regarding drivers is a thing of the past. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of like, even when I'm Googling shit, someone will be like, oh yeah, Intel's the way to go. And then someone's like, no, you fucking dickhead, it's AMD. You know, it's like there's fanboys for these things as well. I knew that was the case on console. But it's hard to know who to trust, you know, when you've got fucking Intel incels out there. And I don't have one for AMD. I'm sorry, I didn't think that far ahead. Whatever they call AMDs, fanboys. Chester says, this is going to be a PC channel. Guess I'll be getting a PC. Well, I'm still going to play. Like, if things come the same time on PC and PSVR2, I would probably get them on PSVR2 because, you know, they'll probably be more optimized. And you've got all the bells and whistles with the haptics and all that shit. But the likes of Phasmophobia, where you don't have the voice fucking recognition, which I think is a huge part of that game. You don't have that on console, at least not at launch. And it's not even out until October. Halloween, probably late October too. I have to go PC for that. If I have the option to. Which I will. So Shay says some of those graphic cards are big boys for sure. Yeah, they're getting bigger and bigger. Weed always helps, says Durban Brown. I don't trust you, Durban Brown. Dan says the one that is free doesn't have many fans. So if you don't get water cooling, the case will get the case with more fans. Well, that's another question. That's why I was talking about the audiobooks as well. If I was able to record an audiobook in the same room as my PC, which I cannot do right, you can probably hear my fan right now on my laptop, like it's really fucking loud, so I can't do an audiobook with the way it is now. But if I got a liquid cooled one, I think it adds like €150 onto it, but that could be worth it if I'm able to record an audiobook in the same room, because the setup I have now, it adds hours and hours and hours because I'm not able to, it's called punch and roll editing, where I can like cut out the mistake I made right away. Instead I have to go back and listen to like fucking 3 hours of audio and take out every little mouth pop and everything. It's really, really, it ruins the whole thing for me. But even with the liquid cooling thing, maybe it might still be too loud because Rogue is saying you'll still hear something. So that's a concern. Patrick says Intel draws a lot more power than AMD. Interesting. Then Intel incels didn't tell me that, I'll tell you that much. Rogue says my vote is 5600. See, I can't even remember, like these are all just, I can't be expected to remember all these numbers is what I'm trying to tell you, you know. Which I don't blame you for, Rogue. I blame them. Like, why couldn't they call it like Project Scorpio, Project Morpheus, you know, not something catchy, something that you would remember. Instead, it's all fucking random numbers with X's and shit. 4070 or 4070 Ti Super. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know what the Ti is, and I don't know what the Super does. And then the graphics cards themselves have their own gigabyte fucking, what's going on there? You know, I thought gigabytes was for the hard drive and for RAM. And apparently the graphic cards have gigabits as well. What's going on? Why do they need gigabits? Is there some kind of memory within the graphic card? Is it like a separate RAM or something? But GSC don't have them when I looked, okay. AMD bags, I like that shit. I like that. It's the winner so far. We got no other alternatives. Didan says you're looking at a 4070, so it would be as big as my 4080 card. So it's going to be a chunky one. I'd like to have a gaming PC also, says Durban Brown. Do it. LSB says you can start getting review codes for PC VR games. And some of them are a lot easier to get, compared to PlayStation. Steam aren't as stingy with the codes that they give out and shit. My suggestion is purely budget orientated, obviously. Understandable. That's your fucking laptop. Oh god, you need a PC. Now, in fairness, I do have the fan booster on because I was scared that the stream would stutter. So it's not always this loud. But it is loud. Project Orpheus. Morpheus. That's what we need. TI Super is more powerful. Yeah, but that's kind of... It's vague to me. What does that translate to? More powerful how? Would it render a video quicker? Or would it just put more resolution on the screen? What's... Both? Less? Is the CPU what I need to worry about when it comes to rendering videos and shit? When I'm using video editing software or Photoshop and stuff like that. Rogue says, yeah, any PC would be better than the fucking laptop. Also, water cool. Oh, that you keep saying AIO. I think that's all in one. I googled that. I was like, what the fuck is AIO? I thought it was a brand at first, but all-in-one water cooler would be quieter again. So is all-in-one water cooler what's on this website? Are they all AIO, or is there different ones that aren't AIO? All-in-one. Shade says graphic cards have their own dedicated RAM. Yes, okay. This is fundamental information that I didn't know about. I could have googled it, but I didn't. Okay. Graphic cards have their own RAM. That's key. Let's keep that in mind. Deladan says the TI or Super should have 16 gigs of VRAM. Now, what's VRAM? I understand what RAM is, but what's VRAM? Virtual RAM? So yeah, it's like memory. And there's going to be so many questions I have when I'm actually playing a PC game as well. And they've got all these settings like VSync. Do you want to have VSync on or off and all this shit? It's just, I'm already ready to just buy another PlayStation and forget about it. Patrick Epps says need at least 12 gigs of VRAM on your graphic card. Okay, that's an interesting, that's something we keep in mind. At least 12. Can you even go lower than 12 though? I don't think I saw anything lower than 12, but maybe I wasn't looking closely enough. Okay, listen. Let's move on to the next. I think AMD, from what everyone has said in the chat, AMD is the way to go over incels. The incel Intel fans, alright? So we click on AMD, and then I'm hit with my first puzzle. Alright? The AMD Ryzen 5000 AM4 or the AMD Ryzen 7000 AM5. I don't know what... Obviously, this is probably the better one over here. I think. But this is probably the one... Is this... I don't know. I think I've been clicking on this so far, but then I've been experimenting. There's a drop down list where I might have been picking from this one as well, because I don't know if it locks you out of this once you go onto this one. Thoughts and prayers. Let me try and catch up a bit. Shade says the graphic card's RAM is built into the graphic card for your information. Okay, so it's completely separate from your own RAM. Dan says my fans are not that loud. We can post a video of mine running tomorrow. But you're liquid cooled, aren't you? Rogue says AIO versus custom loop. Yes, they're all AIO. Okay, good. VRAM is video RAM. It's the graphics card RAM. Okay, video RAM. Thank you, Shades and I'm learning here. LSB says VRAM is the embedded RAM in your 3D card. Interesting that you say 3D card. Chop says, well, I miss y'all. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been able to play with y'all. Listen, you're not missing anything because it's been a long time since I've been streaming properly. But once I get this PC, hopefully that changes. A lot of the reason I haven't been streaming much is just simply because it's the games, it's the library. It's like, I don't want to play Firewall right now, I don't want to play Pavlov right now. It's like, I want to play Phasmophobia, and a bunch of other games. You hope to get back to some viewer shit soon. GG and GC. Chop, thanks for stopping by. Rogue says most pro editing software will use CUDA, so GPU helps, but CPU frequency and cores also matters. So 5800X is way better than 5600X. Yes, they have 8GB video cards on older versions. Okay, avoid that. Avoid that. Patrick Epps says AM4 is what I should go for. AM4 is my budget. Okay. Okay. That brings us to our next step then. AM4. So this is where I'm automatically... Okay, there's a little information. Like this, the layouts of the site for these cases isn't great in terms of like finding out the information. You click this read more. So the one you get for free... And my laptop is struggling already. So it gives you the dimensions. It tells you it's got a front fan and a rear fan. 3 USB ports and radiator support, which I don't know. Apparently, oh, why is it giving a price here? Interesting. Or maybe it just defaults to that, so you think it's not adding anything onto it. Is that what that is? So it actually does cost something. But then this is just €11, which seems suspiciously cheap for a case. No? Is this also with how many fans? Just one fan? So why would I pay more for this with one fan? Because it's got HD audio, HD mic. Is that the difference? Like, is there a brand, like I see this Corsair, which is a brand I recognize. Where did I see Corsair? Here. That's nearly €60 though. So it looks bigger. 2 fans only. Is that not enough? Is it enough? I don't know. Radiator support. I don't really know what that means, if I'm being honest with you. We got radiators in our houses to keep us warm. Why would I want a radiator in my PC? And then 3 USB ports. But that's jumped up to 80. Oh, when it includes VAT. Is that? It's not showing me the VAT prices here. Is that what that is? Anyway, let me go back to the comments because I feel like I'm missing out. Brandon is here. How you doing? Oh, Dan, you don't have liquid cooling. Okay. Brandon says NCA. I don't know what the fuck that means. Bunch of fucking numbers and letters. I don't know what that means, Brandon. I'm sorry. Oh wait, that's the fucking game, isn't it? American football game you were talking about. Shades of Greymaster says Arcanage is doing base assignment for PC now. They said they're going to try and have a short base on PSVR2 after Sony approves the game. Cool. That's actually a topic for Touching Tips tomorrow. You're excited. I'm glad you're excited. Virtuos Games, I think. I can't remember the name. Rogue says, okay, now let's talk about positive and negative case pressure. That's not. I just need one of you to pick a case for me here, okay? Just take the decision out of my hands. Shade says the price is probably just what you'd pay if you were buying the case alone. Okay, interesting. You'll need more than one fan. You'd get Corsair? Is that what it is? I was saying Corsair. Corsair, okay. Whoops. Didn't mean to take that away from you. Sorry about that. What if I get water cooling? Does the fan, are the fans not as important then? What if I go for water cooling? Rogue says radiator is the water cooling. But that's an optional thing then, yeah? Dan says some of those cases will have USB ports in the front for easy access. Fozzie Bear, how you doing? How many, like, realistically, I'd want a good few USB ports, wouldn't I? You know, like right now I've got like the capture card for the PlayStation plugged in, I've got the microphone plugged in, the camera plugged in, the speakers are plugged in, the Bluetooth dongle for my mouse is plugged in. Now, in fairness, I'm using a little, what you call this, an extension, a USB extension thing, which gives me 3 extra ports in one, which I guess I could do for the PC as well. But I feel like 3 is a little bit, you know, low. Patrick Epps says you need 3 fans in front and 1 in the back of the case. Okay, we'll try and get 3 in the front, 1 in the back. 3 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Jordan says if you're getting a water cooler, you would want a case with radiator support, then you shouldn't need more fans. But I don't know if I should get a water cooler. It's stressful, that decision. Rogue says basically the more intake fans, the less likely you will suck in air and dust from the gaps in the case and catch all the dust with the intake filter. Regarding USB ports, your motherboard will have some as well, but they'll be on the back, so less accessible. So the ones that they're listing here, that doesn't include the ones in the back, is that what you mean? Because I don't care where they are. Like, I can keep the microphone plugged in permanently in the back. I don't mind that. You gotta stretch those ports, you better believe it. Patrick says I would get AIO because water would be a lot more. See, now I'm confused because I thought AIO was water cooling. Confusing. Okay, so this Corsair one is a step up. It's in black, but it's an extra $20 dues or euros. Why? Does it have more fans? 2 fans. It doesn't say where they are though. It also has 2 Type 3.0 USB ports and 1 3.1. I don't know if those are good things to have. It seems to be a bit bigger too, is it? Like, you're saying I should go for 3 in the front, 1 in the back. It's kind of hard to tell how many they have just by looking at the pictures. Included fans, 2 in the front. That's weird. I could have sworn I saw a fan back here in the back, but it does have radiator support. This one clearly, oh wait, you're saying 3 in the front. That's 2. Okay, this is 3 in the front and this is 3. But see, we're getting close to 100. But it could be worth it. Included fans, 3 in the front. Oh, there wasn't actually 1 in the back. I thought there was. Let's see. I'm seeing fans that aren't there. Does this have 3 in the front and 1 in the back? That's definitely a fan in the back. How many's in the front though? This is probably the least important shit as well. I don't know. Like, I should probably be focusing on graphic card and CPU and shit first. But see, the more I go this way, look how the prices just goes up and up and up, and it's like really hard to justify. Oh, this one's got to have 3, and then maybe 1 on the back. It's got some big dimensions as well. None, no fans. Damn. But look at all these USBs, but no fans. That means you need water cooling or some kind of cooling. This is your 3 in the front and 1 in the back, and it's 160. That's not what I clicked. This is what I clicked. Why is it showing me a different fucking thing when I click on it? That's not what I clicked. Let me go back to the comments. Shade says, that's right, the USB ports they're listing will just be in the case. So probably on the front or top. The ports on the back will be determined by the motherboard. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Shades. Dan says, man, I need fucking glasses. That's another fucking spec I need. And I've needed it for a long time, but I keep putting it off. You have USB ports in the back, but some cases put extra USB ports in the front. 3.1 and 3.0 are good to have. Says Dan, AIO radiators, water cooling. You want radiator support if you were adding an AIO. They won't offer any other types of water cooling. This isn't some fucking boutique PC builder. I don't know. You're talking gibberish to me, so I don't know what that means. Like, you're acting like I'm ordering fucking Gucci, a Gucci water cooling system. Is that what I'm talking about here? I don't know. Corsair IQ 4000D RGB airflow tempered glass ATX mid tower computer case. Is it here? Rogue says there's always one in the back. The way you'd like it. Scroll the other way. Those cases are getting too expensive. You're right. But I look for the Corsair one that Patrick says. IQ. Corsair IQ. Well, maybe that's his one is over here somewhere, maybe. Yeah, there's a Corsair. Expensive one there. The most expensive ones are Corsair. And let's go back. Why does this look like it has 3 in the... No, it doesn't. It's only 2. It's only 1 here, and then there's 2 spaces where there should be fans. Now this clearly has 3 fans on the front and 1 at the back. What's this one here? Interesting. This one has 2 on the top instead of on the front. I wonder, is that like a more efficient design or something? Let's click on this one here though, because it's only €17. Well, 18 we'll say. 3 in the front, 1 at the back. That's really good. And radiator support. I don't know about the dimensions. I don't know if these are big enough or whatever for future expansions. But let's pretend, let's just go with this one for right now, I think. Because this looks good. Is that selected if I press X? Oh my god, what happened to the picture? Is that the one I was looking at? Oh my god. I don't know what's going on there. It's like fucking the glitch in Pokemon. Missing number. LSP says, have you looked into how much it would cost you to buy a PC pre-built? This is pre-built. Do you mean how much it would cost me if I tried to build it myself? Because at the beginning of this video I said I'd ban anyone who suggested that. Rogue says, just don't use the IQ RGB software. It's been fucking PC performance for years. I don't care about any of the fucking rainbow color shit. If there's a way to turn all that shit off, I'll do that. Or maybe Jackbot has a thing where he can put logos and shit on his. I don't know how he does that, but maybe I'd fuck with that. I don't know. Put a lemon party gif on there or something. Shades of Grey Master says the USB port options on that one aren't the best, but that's just a matter of convenience. Okay, I didn't think to check USBs. The picture kept... Ah, fuck's sake, why didn't it just stay? There you go. Read more. So 1 3.0 and 2 2.0s. Is that a deal breaker? If you're telling me that there's other ones on the back, then I don't really care, you know? And I got like an adapter thing that'll split the USB port so I can use multiple things in the front if I need to. Like the webcam can stay plugged into the back, the fucking microphone can stay plugged into the back, speakers. I'm cool with that. Patrick says that is how you control your fans if you have iCube. Okay. I thought it was just a color, controlling the colors or some shit. LSB says, like, buy a PC that is already built versus these guys building one for you from the parts you pick. You mean a second-hand PC? Is that what you mean? Oh no, I think I know what you mean. If you go back to the main page, they do have, like, they're named like the professional or the gamer or something like that, where it is fucking, it tells you can run Fortnite at 200 frames per second on this one. I think I know what you mean, yeah. I guess I'll go through this first and see what we can get. And if it's not ideal, maybe at the end of that, we can go to the main page and see what kind of other ones they offer, like you're talking about, pre-built instead of custom. Shay says, I don't think it's a deal breaker. No. Okay. There's other ones on the back. that case will work. Rogue says, I don't think you need to worry about USB. You don't want shit hanging off the front. You can always get a hub if you're desperate for more ports. That's the word I was looking for. A hub. I do have one. Shed says, nah, he means just a ready-made PC where you don't get any choices. Yes, I understand. And we're all on the same page. And I think if I am going to go for this, like a custom build, I think this is the case. All right? I think we figured out the case. The Vita Sirocco. All right? That's locked in. Okay? Next, graphic card. Core components. I think we landed on this one. The RTX 4070, 12 gigabytes, Asus Dual DP HDMI 2.0. Alright. With the option, I could go for a super. So as it is right now, 1200. If I go for a super, 1300. Well, getting close to 1400. So, what should I do? Super, which is also 12 gigabytes. So they're both 12 gigabytes. So what's the difference between this 12 gigabyte one with no super and the super? What does the word super add to a graphic card? Shades of Grey Master with a thumbs up. We're on the same page. They not like us. How you doing? Says, is the adapter available? Yes. No. August 7th. August 7th, which is less than a month away. But you gotta have a PC to use the PC adapter, which is why we're here trying to build a PC. I need to get a PC. Rose says, live on La Vida Loca. I've already forgotten. Vita something. Vita Sirocco. That was it. Patrick says Asus is the most expensive. Clock speed is the difference with super and non-super. Okay. So based on those two choices there, what would you recommend? Shade says the super might mean it's running at a higher clock speed, which is running faster but also hotter. Which means louder, yes? Then you have the same thing again, which is, it's all Asus, by the way. Every choice here is Asus. Asus, I don't know. Same choice. Oh no, that's 8 gigs. Where was I? Super. And this is white. Is that just the color of the card? Changes it? Changes the price anyway. Maybe it does more than that. And then there's a Super 12 gig Pro Art, which jumps up the price another little bit. But then if I go for TI Super, 16 gigs, we're already at 1600. Which, depending on everything else, I mean, keep in mind 1800 is the limit. Maybe 1850 or something like that, but I don't want to get to 1900, you know? Fozzie says you gotta go with the super. Patrick says MSI. MSI? My laptop is MSI. But I don't know why you just said that. I probably asked you something and you're answering with MSI, but I've got like a goldfish brain that cannot remember more than 5 seconds. Deadeye Dan says, how much does it go to if you have the 16 gig super? That's the question. Answered on the top of the screen there. 1617 is the answer. Shade says, maybe louder. The super would probably have more cooling fans, which might make it louder. LSB says, do you have to pay tax in Ireland? You reckon there's no tax included on this? And they'll add tax at the end when I get to that screen. Because that would be stressful. It should be included, but this is technically UK. Because they're in Northern Ireland. So they go by UK rules, which I think is the same as Ireland, I think. they should have all the tax included. Yeah, I think they do, because it's only in America where I'm thinking, damn, why don't they include the taxes in the price? So we should be good. Patrick says for the graphics card MSI. What do you mean for the graphics card MSI? I don't understand. Are you saying I should not be going? Are you saying I should not be picking Asus and I should be going for MSI? Because I don't see MSI. Let me put down I can't think of the word right now because I'm fucking fried. Tentatively, which is still not the right word, I don't think, but let me tentatively put down this, which is the 4070 12 gig. No Super, no TI. Let's just start with that. Bad Robo, by the way, how you doing? I'm sorry if I skipped you. Shade says, I'm trying to build a PC, sorry. Shade says, I think you might want to look at lower graphics card with better processor versus better graphics card with worse processor. FPC says Bad Robo, I know, but listen, Sony's forcing my hand. Sony's forcing me to go this way. Dead says, try the 12GB Super. You can go back and change it. Okay. Okay, I don't think the Super adds like a crazy amount. So it is 12 and it jumps to like another 150. It's something. It adds something. It's not negligible, but it's not crazy either. MSI isn't a choice he can make. He is limited to what they have. Bad Robo says my PSVR2 will never be contaminated by PC. I know. But what if you wanted to play Half-Life Alyx? Or Fallout 4? Or Skyrim? Alright, let's keep that there for now, and then the CPU. I think Rogue was recommending this one. If I pick this one, it's 1400. So what if I go to the Ryzen 7 at 5800X? Now it's at 1580. What do we think about that? Dan says Ryzen 7. That's the one I just picked. Patrick says 5800 X3D. X3D. What does that add? That's the next one down. But it's a slower. See how it says 4.7 gigahertz? And this is 4.5. Does that not mean it's slower? But anyway, let me click it and see what it does. Ooh, well, what was it? 15.8 to 16. Okay, so what? 80, roughly. Another 80. Okay. We're still in budget, kind of. Bad Robot says 3080. 3080 may be a better choice than 4070. Why do you say that? Just purely for cost reasons? And Patrick says this particular CPU is built for gaming. Okay. If I pick 3080, 3080 isn't even an option, by the way. Did you say 3060? Did I read that wrong? No, you said 3080. I can't pick 3080, I don't think. I can pick 3050 or 3060. But no 3080. Dan says change the video card back to RTX 4070 to bring the cost back down. Okay. Now we're back to 15. But is that trade-off worth it? You know, like, should I be paying an extra bit to get the Super? Is that worth the money? Let's pretend right now that we're happy with the graphic card and the processor. The next then is the motherboard. Um, this is the default. The prime. Well, there's fucking 3 different primes. That adds a bit more. Another prime with Wi-Fi. That adds another bit. And the Asus ROG Gaming Wi-Fi 2 with multiple USB types and Wi-Fi 6 jumps it up to 1600. So I don't know. I don't know what to pick. Like at motherboards, like it's completely over my head because I never even hear people arguing. You hear people arguing about graphic cards and CPUs, but nobody's arguing over which type of motherboard you should get. Patrick says, do not get 3060 or 3050. Okay, I won't. I think 4070 is like the lowest I want to go when it comes to the graphics card. At least be in the 40 series, I think. Shade says 3080 is an older card. A lot of PC building sites won't offer it. Cost versus performance, says Bad Robo. Rogue says Shade's better CPU is good for avoiding a flat screen bottlenecks, but for VR the resolution is so high that GPU matters more. But anything above current suggestions will fuck the price. Dan says need to upgrade that memory to at 32 gig. Are you skipping ahead? No skipping. Not really help VR. I would at least guess a B550, says Patrick. B550. I don't know why. I don't know what that adds, what the difference is. Is that more USB ports or some shit? I don't know. Then okay, let's say that's cool. That's what we want. I don't know. Like I don't know what the difference is with all these. Should I be getting one with Wi-Fi? I don't know. I have an Ethernet cable, so I shouldn't have to worry about Wi-Fi. And then the memory, I think Dana's right, 32 gigs. But what does 64 gigs look like in price? 32 gigs should be enough though. And I can always upgrade that later on. Right? Dan says, Rogue, what do you think about him getting the ROG Strix motherboard? If you can afford the Super, get the Super. So what does the Super put it up to now? 17. So we're still in budgets, but we're getting very close to the edge of the budget now. The roof. Bad Rebel says, sure, the 3080 is an older card, but in my opinion, it's better to choose a better CPU for the difference between 3080 and 4070. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know who to listen to. I mean, you're probably both right. Patrick Epps says 2 terabytes. Ooh. Now we've jumped up to... We've breached 1800, which makes me uncomfortable now. Is 1 terabyte not enough? Rogue is saying GPU is more important than CPU because of the high resolution in VR. Lincoln Clay VR, how you doing? Says he's joining the PC Master Race. Lol. That's how it has to be, Lincoln. I'm afraid. If I want to play Half-Life Alyx and not have to wait for Phasmophobia and, you know, stuff like big screen, social games and stuff, you know, contractors not having to wait for these games because the developers see PSVR2 as a risk. Rogue says Super is up to 20% faster than stock. Motherboard is you pay a lot for a premium motherboard and don't really get much your average Joe Pumpkins care about. So you saying Rogue right now, the motherboard, sorry. This is fine. Yeah. Asus Prime B550. Stick with that. Don't listen to me, always lies, says Fozzie Bear. Why, what did you say? Patrick says how many games you think you will play. So that's the thing, I don't think I'll play like a huge amount. Plus, is it not true that like VR games are quite small compared to, you know, the fucking AAA Call of Duties and shit like that? Like I'll be playing Phasmophobia, like a lot of indie kind of games, I think. Shade says hard drive space is something you can upgrade cheaply and easily in the future. 1 terabyte should be a fine place to start. That's a good point. You can always upgrade, you know. Let's keep it at 1 right now. If I was a wealthy man, we'd be going for that 4 terabytes. We'll stick it to 1. Well, all of this would be maxed up if I was wealthy, but you know. Bad Rebel says, yeah, but if the CPU is too weak, it reduces the performance of the graphic card. So is this CPU considered weak? An AMD Ryzen 7 5800X 3D at 4.5 gigahertz with 8 cores. Is that not decent? Is this considered last gen? You know, should I be in the 9s? All good, bro. I'm running a 4090. Damn, what would that set me back? 4090. Then I've got to scroll all the way down for a 4090. The cheapest 4090 here would put me up. Jesus. Fucking hell. What was I on? Get me off this quick. I think this is what I was on. Yep. Fucking hell. 4090 is insane. So there must be like a huge difference between a 4070 and a 4090, even though they're both in the 40 series. Because that's a ridiculous. That was like $1,000. That was over $1,000. 1 terabyte will be fine. Rogue says bottlenecks are load dependent. One component only affects the other when the load on one component is saturated. Flat screen res is low, so the GPU does nothing, and CPU holds it down. That is the best AM4 chip they have. Okay, we'll stick with that. Keep in mind I got more extras to come though, which is the problem. Monitors, 2 of them. That's going to jump the price up. Okay, we're happy with the CPU. Rogue says, for viewers 4K per eye, the GPU is the weak link with nearly all late model CPUs. Shit, now my kid wants a PC for fuck's sake, says Jeremiah. Are you my dad? Shed says, yeah, 4090s are insane. They sound insane. Need to render at 1.5 the panel resolution to get native. Keep it in terms like a 5-year-old can understand, please. Dan says you're gonna have to start naming your kids after me if you get 4090. Patrick says I would get that Rogue Asus motherboard. Why? If you can tell me why, like what does this add that this doesn't? Because this is gibberish. Is it like extra USB ports? Is that what I'm looking at here? Is it built-in Wi-Fi? Because there's an option down here somewhere for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth separately, I think. Bad Rebel says you should invest in more lights in your PC case. It will add 20% performance almost for free. More lights, rainbows. 4090 that is. I understood that. Lincoln Clay says I sim race in VR and PC with my resolution going as high as 4000p while maintaining 90 frames depending on the sim. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean that's cool, but I don't need that. That's fine. That's fine. Patrick Epps says so won't bottleneck your chip and graphics card. So do you mean in future if I want to upgrade? Or do you mean currently the motherboard will bottleneck the cards and the CPU and the card that I've picked right now? Is that what you're saying? Rogue says basically a decent CPU and kick-ass GPU for VR. 5800 is beast, but worth noticing only for gaming. Editing, the 5800X would be nearly identical. 1800 budget is right. You will lose performance. Okay, so what's the difference in price? It goes to 1819. Okay, let's just keep going for a bit and then we'll start cutting and chopping as we need to. So 1 terabyte and then we'll skip the rest, skip that. Power and cooling, this is where, you know. Power supply. Should I care about this? Should I just leave that on default? Bronze, gold, platinum. If I just go with bronze, is that fine? Corsair. Jeremiah says, I have an old Amiga 1200 I put in the gateway because... An old Amiga 1200 I put in a gateway. Oh, a gateway case. I can just give you. No, thank you. I believe that's is that a game console from the 80s or something. Rogue says, fuck bottlenecks, they're load dependent. Most people don't put the right resolution on the online calculations. I don't know what you're talking about. Is this to do with the motherboard? Should I change them? What motherboard should I have? That's confusing me now too. Demagogue says, hi PP, a lottery win solves this problem in one. You should say one fell swoop is what you should say. But I get what you're saying. Thank you, Demagogue. I'll try to win the lottery. But just in case I don't, on the off chance that I don't win the lottery, I'll just keep going with this just in case. Jedi says, power is something that matters if you get bigger video cards. You need to put in 8K as the resolution. Motherboard is fine, man. You don't need to add cost. So let me go back then to the other motherboard. Your mother. Let me go back to this one to cut the costs. I'm sorry, Patrick. I know you think I should go for the other one, but just for keeping us under 1800, I have to do it. I haven't even added the monitors yet. Or a keyboard. So Dan is saying power is something that matters if you get bigger video cards. You can give up fans and save quite a lot. But if I go for the fucking cooling, then maybe I can give up the fans. I don't know. The power supply. Should I go for 750 watts? What does that add? That's only a tenner. It's €11 more expensive. $850 jumps it up a bit more though. Don't listen to him, fans are cheap. Shade says he could just get one of his multitude of children to blow on the graphics card to keep it cool. I do have the big tower fan here. Maybe I could just park it up behind the PC tower. I don't know what to do for power supply. Is the bare minimum okay? Like this will do the job? Or does it depend on which fucking card I pick? And I'm supposed to know myself which wattage it needs, which I don't. Or is 650 fine? Rogue says, regarding a bottleneck, look up bottleneck calculator. It'll be the first link. Put in your CPU, GPU, and set the resolution to 8K. It will tell you the bottleneck ratio. What would I even do with that information? I don't know. Bad Robo says, shit. Exactly, or put it in the fridge. There's another idea, but then I have to buy a fridge. Probably more costly than the PC itself. I don't know what to pick for here. I'm just going to keep it on the lowest by default to keep the cost down. And then this is the real problem. Do I go for liquid cooler, which bumps it up to 1900? The cheapest liquid cooler. Oh wait, that's just a different color. How are they different color? I don't know what's going on there. That jumps it up even more. That's 250 watts. If I just put it on the default. Back to where we were. And then I can get additional case fans. Apparently. Oh, here's the IQ ones you're talking about. Hey, that's not bad. In terms of the jump up. Should I buy additional case fans? Did they just install them somewhere? But then if I go for the... If I were to go for the liquid cooler, I could pick the case that would be free. Like add 0. And then I wouldn't have... You know, I could put that onto none as well, right? Because the fans aren't as important when you got the liquid cooling. But it would probably still be more expensive. The power supply should be fine, says Dan. They would make you upgrade it if it wasn't big enough. Okay. Shade says PP, the bottleneck stuff would just tell you which of your components will be limiting your performance. But I'm at like... I feel like I'm at max capacity for both of them in terms of... Like I can't afford to improve. Well, I could downgrade one to upgrade the other one, but... Like right now, we're not at a good balance with the CPU and GPU. Is this not a good balance? Or would it be more efficient for me to do a normal 4070 and bump this up to something else, or vice versa? Rogue says, yeah, worrying about a bottleneck at this point is a waste of brain cells. Good, because I don't have many left. Shade says, yeah, more case fans is a good idea if you're going with fans. You only save 18 if you change case. Rogue says, I'm not usually a power supply snob, but I probably will go a notch higher. When you say a notch higher, you mean literally one notch higher. Is that what you're telling me? Because that's not too bad. We can take that. Okay. Let's say we want 2 more fans. Does it matter which ones? Let's go for 2 standard ones. Would that be way cheaper? Okay, that's better. Like it doesn't matter if it's IQ. I think it was Patrick who was saying the IQ fans are good, but I don't know why. Shade says, yeah, upping the power supply a bit also gives you more headroom in case you wanted to upgrade components sometimes on the road. Okay. So 750 watts is okay. Does that give me enough headroom? The max is 850. But then there's bronze and fucking gold and platinum. What's that about? Trophies. You get the platinum trophy. Power cable, non-negotiable. Thermal paste, non-negotiable. And here's where it's... I definitely need Bluetooth for the controllers. That's non-negotiable for me. I don't need Wi-Fi though, because it's going to be Ethernet. So I don't think I need that. But if I did add it on, it's 40. It's another 40. Rogue says, my suggestion is still that the X3D 5800X is a bit out of your price range. If the cost blows out, drop it to just the... Okay. Okay, so if once I add the monitors and shit, and if it's too much, that's the first thing I'll do, is drop that down to get rid of the fucking, 3D at the end. 750 should be good. Thank you, Shades and Rogue. Dan says, I don't think you will need more than the 4 fans that come with the case, and 750 watts for power supply is perfect. Okay, so let me get rid of. If we don't need these extra fans, then they can get fucked. That puts me at exactly 1800. Crook Gaming is here. How you doing, Crook? Says, look forward to seeing this channel turn into a PCVR channel. It's sad. It's sad to hear it, but it's probably what's going to happen. One of you is right. You have to show me the ropes. You agree with Rogue. Okay. Well, let's finish first, and then we'll see what needs to be cut. Ethernet, non-negotiable. Operating system, I'll keep it as home. Antivirus, get that shit out of here. I want every STD. And then Office software, you can get fucked. Now here's where it gets difficult. I need 2 monitors. That's the dream. That's part of the dream. Alright, so that's going to add 90. 94 to be exact. For one. If I want another one, boom. We're nearly at $2,000. And these are cheap monitors. These are probably shit quality monitors if they're less than 100. But I don't care too much. I mean, just say they're full HD. As long as I can see fucking... As long as I can browse webs fine on them, you know, web browsers and shit. Why is this taking so long? Am I freezing? Rogue says often the Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth combo. Does it have that option? I don't think it did. Oh shit! Why does it go all weird like that? Wi-Fi, USB. Oh, what did you say? Bluetooth or did you say Wi-Fi? I think you said Wi-Fi. But yeah, it doesn't say anything about Bluetooth in the Wi-Fi. And the Bluetooth doesn't say anything about Wi-Fi in the Bluetooth. Dan says, but you still need keyboard and mouse. Well, I got a mouse. I have a mouse. That's fine. Keyboard, mouse, and 2 monitors, Dan. I gotta have the 2. Crook says you'll get to play Contractor Showdown, homie. You love it. I can't wait. That's one of my top. It's Phasmophobia, Contractor Showdown, and everything else can wait because I'll be fucking broke. But those are the top 2. Monitors are difficult. Yes, they are, because I've never bought any screen at this kind of price. So why that's difficult for me is like I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with this? You know. A Dawa 21 inch full HD. Alright, whatever. I'm just going to trust that's good. Or it'll do the job. Keyboard. Man, it's crazy that they don't throw one in for free. This is the cheapest one. But I could get a cheaper one at work. And use my discount. So I don't need to get that here. Mouse, I don't need a mouse, I don't need a headset, don't need speakers, don't need a microphone, don't need the gaming bundles. Warranty, I'll take the 2-year standard. Build time, 5 to 7 working days. Dispatch, collect, as standard is fine. Delivery, collection, next day delivery available at checkout. Next day delivery is what I'll be wanting, but that's probably going to up the price more at checkout. Okay, so as it is, we are over budget by 188. So drop this down to this, and we're still over budget by about 100. So what else? What if we take the super out of this? Then we're in budget. And then could I get this back up? It's over budget, but it's not too bad over budget, you know? So how does that look? Crux says you could always buy local used monitors if you're mainly doing viewer. You could go absolute trash and feel okay about it. Yeah, but the monitors is mostly for like editing and when I'm streaming and shit that I have like, you know, especially when I'm doing the podcast and shit, like just having chat on one screen that I can always see is fucking big letters because my eyes are fucked. And video editing will come in handy there too. Shades of Grey Master says you need a new computer to view the computer building size. Bad Robo says I have Acer and then a bunch of alphabets and is amazing. What is that? Is that like a desktop PC? Is that an Acer desktop PC? I don't know what that is. When I think of Acer, I think of laptops. Rogue says, what the fuck, can't see drop downs on stream. Let me try again. Because it was working. Wait, you can't see any of the other drop downs I was doing? Is that what you're saying? Can you see this? Yeah, you can see that. Read more. Every time I click read more, it adds another loading thing. So let me take that away, and then it messes the image up. I'm going to blame their website, not my laptop, for this. Or is the Acer a monitor? Is that what you're saying? Oh, it probably is, because you said OLED 24-inch 4K. Okay. Damn, OLED is not bad. Dan says he doesn't have the budget, you're right. Shade says you could just use your TV as a monitor. I could. I got a new one. Did I not tell you? Well, it's not a new one. A friend at work, I told him the story. He's like, I've got 5 TVs at home. You can just have one. I was like, cool. I'll just have a TV. It's a bit shit. It's got some damage, like a few dead pixels and shit, but it does the job. I have spotted a dreams legend. You have indeed. And I've seen your fucking Astrobot level that you tweeted out. Bad Robo. That shit looks sick. I was like surprised. I was like, oh shit. It was like surprisingly close to the actual Astrobot compared to what I had pictured in my head. You picture dreams, they kind of all have a similar kind of a look, but well, not all of them obviously, but that Astrobot looked like Astrobot. Rogue is dead. If you don't have the money, hook it up to the TV. Yeah, but this is like a key, like this is like a big part of what I want the PC for is the dual monitors. Like that's a big thing for me. It's like non-negotiable, kind of. I'm inclined to agree with Crook. You could just get used monitors much cheaper. Would I get them much cheaper than €90? Because €90 are like really cheap compared to what I expected for a PC monitor. Rogue says, so we're back to what I suggested. Listen, we could be, but I've heard so many suggestions and I've seen so many different fucking numbers and letters that I literally cannot remember whatever your original suggestion was. But how does this perform? Is this the shit? Is this okay? Shade says, could you drop the processor to the 5800X and bump the GPU up to the super? Well, that's dropped. Oh, wait, no. Drop that to the X and bump this to the super. Isn't that what it just was, though? Yeah, we're still 100 over. Which is why I did them the other way. So if we drop this down without the super, but we throw in a cheeky 3D at the end of the CPU, it's over budget, but it's within acceptable limits. Dilla Dan says, I think it looks good, Pumpkins. Okay. That's good. Rogue says, you'll be rocking chat and viewer now, man. You'll be rocking... Oh, yeah, chat with the end viewer. But I get you want the extra monitor, yeah. Plus, it's not just for streaming. It's going to be good for... Not just streaming games, but like the podcast, you know? And video editing and whatnot. Bad Robo says Acer monitor, yeah. I eventually figured it out, Bad Robo. Site for real needs a refresh, lol. Am I going to lose everything though if I refresh it? £10 off. Yes, I am losing everything. God damn it. Okay. It was this one. It was this one. This one. This one. This one. I think it was that. That's fine, that's fine. This one. That's fine. This was off. No. Yes. Yes. I'm missing something because we were over. What am I missing? Wasn't it 1840? And now it's 1786? What am I missing? What should I leave out? That's what 2 mono. I'm confused. What did I change? Crux says, got a roll, gonna try to lay this baby down and hoping some veil, which apparently is still on its way to PS5 VR. Oh, hop in. Good luck with the PC building later, bro. Lay this baby down. Are you talking about an actual baby or are you laying something else down? Anyway, good luck in Veil. Shade says, oh, that's cool, you got a new TV. I've gotten monitors from friends that way before. Yeah, it was very nice of them. Thanks, man. I told you, you did tell me. You did, but I still won't put on a PSVR1 headset. I won't set it up. But I'll play it flat, 100%. Hop, there you go. Shade says, later, gotcha. Rogue says, for a first-time system, it's beast. Most PC noobs are lucky to end up with half the performance of this system. Okay. That's comforting. You can always sell one of your kids. Apparently you can't. Apparently, and I've learned this the hard way, you will get into trouble with the law by doing that. Shades of Grey Master says you could always get a single monitor and use your TV for the other. No. Don't try and trick me into getting out of this. Listen, non-negotiable. I need the 2 monitors. They have to be identical. They have to fit in the same desk. They have one here on the left, one here on the right. A little bit of an angle to them. You know, that's just how it's visualized in my head. Don't stop trying to take that away from me, Shades. This is my dreams we're talking about. Why are you trying to rob me of my dreams? Alice Beast says, I'm excited to see you finally reunited with Dice PP. You guys can play all kinds of stuff once you have a PC. Decepticon wants nothing to do with me anymore. Shades of Grey Master says, but the system looks good to me. Good. Massey Fat Backcat says, have you recently sold a kidney? No. Worse. My dignity. I've been doing audiobooks. And I've also been selling feet pics to Dead Eye Dan in exchange for copious amounts of cash. Shades says, I think the motherboard was... Ah, the motherboard, that was it. That was it, Shades. But seeing as this is under 1800, should I just leave the motherboard alone? Motherboard. What's the difference between these two? Should I care? You're right, Shades, that was the difference, but I don't know if I should have it. If I just leave it at default, is that fine? Did you set memory at 32? I did, Dan. Where the fuck did I see that? Here it is, 32. Rogue says, maybe with all the clicking around it, added cost that I shouldn't have. No, it was the motherboard, like Shade said. He got it. Okay, if the dual monitors are your dream, then go for it. Thank you. Thank you for accepting me for who I am. We can't see the pull down menu. Okay. Personally, I'd leave it. Okay. I'm sorry. Why can't you see the pull down menu? Is it because it's technically opening a new little window, like a little mini window? Is that why you can't see it? Whoops. No, you can't see anything. Personally, I'd leave it. Bad Robot says, good luck building your PC. What you have here is really very good. Good, nice. Thank you. Okay. You've made me feel good about this. Plus, we're under budget. Maybe I can get a fucking keyboard. Throw in a cheeky little keyboard to get that 1800. Cheeky little keyboard. Damn. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Are you gonna load now? It doesn't want me to know about these fucking monitors. It's gonna be just like a little wooden cardboard thing with the picture of the monitor printed on it or some shit. That's why they don't want to give you any information. Rogue says you're already maxing out the last gen stuff. Getting a better AM4 motherboard seems like a waste. You still have X3D selected? That's not going to work, so I'm just going to back and answer that question. Yes, I do. The X3D is still selected. You know, I'm going to get rid of that keyboard. Let's get off. Let's just keep it under. Let's keep it under 1800. I think I'm kind of happy. Like, obviously, I don't know shit, so... But based on what you're telling me, this will give me what I need. It might not give me the fucking Unreal Engine shit. The Unreal VR injector. Like, I don't know how it'll perform with that. But the likes of Phasmophobia and, you know, Blade and Sorcery, Boneworks, Bone Labs, all that shit should run with this, from what I understand. He does. Rogue says, if so, leave the motherboard because you won't be upgrading your CPU. It's the highest I am for. Okay, that's good. We've done it. Have we? What's 2 terabytes gonna add? Nah. What a cheeky one of these. Ooh. Is this the same thing? I thought because it was hard drive instead of SSD, it might be a lot cheaper. Dylan Dan says, I think you would be golden on all those games. Massey says, what does the 47 Super upgrade do to the price? It puts it beyond my budget, unfortunately. Save that so you don't forget it. Well, I've streamed it. So all I have to do when the day comes, I'm just gonna watch this video. Watch the end of this video. Actually, right now, future pumpkins, go for the Vita Sirocco case. Go for the RTX 4070, 12 gigabyte, no Super, no TI, just the basic 4070. Go for the AMD Ryzen with the 3D at the end because you want 3-dimensional games to play. Keep the motherboard as basic, 32 gigs on the RAM. 1 terabyte is fine. Pick the second power supply option, the 750 watts. Go for the basic. Man, this is the one that has me most hesitant, because I kind of really want the liquid coolant for the quiet PC. But it just puts it up too much. Fuck it, it's fine. We got the Bluetooths. We don't need the Wi-Fi. That's fine, that's fine. Windows 11, fine, that's fine. We'll keep that to none. And then you add your 2 monitors. And you're good. 2-year warranty, standard build. What I'm scared about now is maybe I should just click this and see what it's going to do. Will it up the price when it comes to delivery? If I proceed with this. Add to basket. Maybe I can just keep that saved in my basket or something. Check out. includes VAT. Delivery says 0. But I'm a bit suspicious about that. I don't want to add in any details. Oh shit. Okay, to deliver just adds 19. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, so I'm happy with that. That's not bad. Rogue says most UE viewer stuff should run just fine. There's always a few that might be an issue, but you can afford... But you can't afford that kind of a system. That's fine. I'm actually... If you're saying most will run, then I'm happy with that. Mazzy says get monitors elsewhere and go the super. But where else am I going to get monitors that are going to be like that cheap? 90 each, you know? 15 to 20 GPU boost. Rogue says I kind of want you to have the liquid cooler too, lol. It's something you don't want to have to want later. That was for Express? I thought it was between collection as in go in store. Yeah, collection in store is free. And then Express is the only option. I can't pick any other. And then hopefully I can pay by PayPal. And then that'll be that. Yeah, the liquid cooler is going to fucking annoy me. Basket. I don't need a liquid cooler. That's literally just for the audiobook thing, and that's like I definitely have one more audiobook to do to finish that series that I've kind of agreed to do it. But it's got to be better than this fucking laptop anyway. So, you know, regardless, we're getting upgraded. It's an upgrade, no matter what. Did I then says, oh, you were clicking pretty fast. My old eyes couldn't see good. Lol, don't worry about it, Dan. Killer Sam says, I got a gigabyte. Oh my god. G6KF with i7 with only an RTX 4060 and 16 gig DDR5 RAM. Will that be enough? Oh yeah, that question is not for me. That's for Rogue. Post that basket screenshot. I can't speak, I'm so excited. To Discord. How do I fit it all in? But I will. I'll stick that in the Discord after I finish the stream, which I'll do now. Listen, thank you everyone in the chat for helping me. You've all made me feel, especially Rogue and Dan, because I've been talking to them for weeks about this, and Dan has contributed literally to the fund for this, so thank you extra much to Deadeye Dan. But thank you to everyone who's been here tonight and given me advice and tips. You've all kind of made me feel like this is solid, you know. I'll be good with this. And I can breathe a sigh of relief, hopefully. LSP says GG. Dan says GG Pumpkin, you're very welcome. Thank you very much. And Muzz says, damn, that was some riveting shopping. I thought so. I've never been so invested in a purchase before, I don't think. Maybe the engagement ring for the woman, but even that was like... Actually, it's kind of similar. Except for, instead of you, I had her sister. I was like, oh, which type of fucking bracket should I get? Or frame, or whatever it is. Claw. I think it was claw that they used for rings. Anyway, guys, this is GG as well. GS, good shopping, says Rogue. But we haven't bought it yet. But we'll get there soon. In the next week or two. We're hitting buy on this. And then everything changes. Impulse buying, not, yeah. I mean, this laptop was fucking pure impulse buy. I saw it, so I was like, damn, MSI, yeah, it's a gaming laptop, looks cool. Oh, cool, it has NVIDIA. I never Googled what kind of NVIDIA card it had, or if that was a good one or not. Back in 2016, I was like, damn, €800 for this? Fine, I'll do it. And here we are, 8 years later. Looking forward to seeing the unboxing video, and the smile on your face is Dan. Thank you very much, Dan. Emotional scenes, Dan. But yeah, you get to name the PC, so you get to think of whatever you want to call it, Dan. We're going to be referring to that from now on. I can't speak. I'm too excited. I got in the stream. It's fucking nearly 4 a.m. It is nearly 4 a.m. I have to go. Sleep. Good night. Thank you for your help. And GG's.
What the fuck is this?